July 1941, Lithuania. Here, the German police officers conduct operations. The hunting of Jews. Registering them. Rounding them up.
Fear. Fear. Fear because for the first time we saw murder, not just persecution. What should I do now? There was nothing one could do.
Throughout the month of July, the German army, or Wehrmacht, assist in the Jew hunt in Jonava, Lithuania. Air Force troops hand their victims over to SS and police death squads.
They went from house to house, and they took them out of the homes without the women and without the children. They herded them into the marketplace and then transported them by truck to the small woods behind some barracks. There, they shot them.
In the first weeks, thousands were murdered. Those in charge of the German task forces are to make sure everything, as it was said, proceeds smoothly.
They were always very quiet. I never heard a cry. I never heard wailing, although they were being pushed forward by the Germans. This was usually without shouting. There was such a deathly silence over everything that it was very oppressive.
In Latvia, in the village of Riga, SS men of Special Task Force A forced Jews to dig their own grave.
Sometime or other, standing on duty, I heard, far, far away, and depending on how the wind was blowing, never-ending cries of torment. At first, I had no idea what it was, but it became more eerie, increasingly apocalyptic. People who passed by said, over there the Jews were being subjected to violence.
To my right, maybe 7, 8 or 9 yards away, a private soldier was standing holding a machine gun in his arms, staring downward. And then I got a shock.
The village of Dagda, Lithuania, July 1941.
Directly below me, there was a boy, perhaps 6 years old. But he was reaching out all the time to his right. I suppose his father was standing there. And then the man behind him took the gun and shot him in the nape of the neck and kicked him into the pit.
The order was that only adult males were to be killed.
For me, that was totally not right. That boy still haunts me today.
Everywhere, the killings exceed German orders. Anti-Semitism has taken hold. The propaganda has worked.
I was awakened because there was part of the city that was in flame. And it was not in our part, but we looked through the windows and the sky was red. We didn't know what it was at the time. But we knew that the grand synagogue was in that part of the city. And we assumed the worst.
Everywhere, synagogues burn. In the town of Bialystok, the German order police herd women and children into a house of worship.
Some individuals had managed to break out, I don't know how, through a window, that some children were thrown out in the hope that maybe they would survive, but that they were all systematically machine-gunned, and as far as I know, no one who had been on the inside of that synagogue that night had come out alive.
The morning after the murders. German staff officers in the 23rd Infantry Division take their morning baths and prepare for the day. Do they know what happened the night before?
We didn't concern ourselves with the Jews. We didn't know at all whether there were Jews in the village or not. It didn't interest us. What concerned us was the task we had been given. We were to hold such and such a line and make sure there was no enemy there. I didn't hear anything about any executions, whether of Jews or gypsies or of any civilians during the events of 41.